Jet, and you can relate to what the heck's going on up there because you were on that 1-15 team. Former New York Jet, Boston College, Seattle Seahawk, Woodcrest Pool racquetball chip. Glenn Foley, what's up, Glenn? How you doing?
Great. I'm doing great. I'm making unbelievable amounts of money because they're actually laying spreads on some of these games where the quarterbacks have COVID. The Denver Broncos was the easiest money to ever be made in the history of sports because all four quarterbacks were COVID positive, or at least COVID in terms of the way they.
Your volume isn't your volume isn't great. I don't know. I can't hear you. Where are you? I mean, seriously.
I'm trying to get this thing. I'm on a Wi-Fi, which is probably shit. You fucking Verizon crap. But we should be all right. It's better than what we were buzzing out.
No, it's actually just as bad.
We're getting static too. Let's try it again. Text me back.
Just come back in. Try to get Glenn back. Glenn is somewhere up in the mountains, I think. Glenn, you back? If you would see the picture they have up now of you. It's always a train wreck with Glenn. I don't know why. I mean, he's we can never get a good picture of him. So we'll try to get a good picture of Glenn coming on as we come up on 7:00 here on the East Coast. Let me text him back to tell him to use the same link to get in. It's amazing. We have a big audience here, and the guy used to play from 80,000, 100,000 people. Now he's bagging off. I think he's going to try to log back on. Let's see if he can get back on here to talk some football on a Thursday night. Here he is. You back, Glenn?
I'm still hearing like crack.
See, I hear you better. Don't move.
All right, that's better.
Don't move. So let's talk some football. You were talking about the Denver Broncos and their brilliant quarterback situation on Sunday.
Yeah, well, the NFL warned the teams, the Broncos, not just the Broncos, but every team. Listen, we're not messing around. COVID has not hit every single team like it hit the Ravens or it hit certain teams. Why? Well, because guys are loose. That's why. You can't go out. You can't walk the streets. You can't have parties. You can't have gatherings. These guys, and I'll tell you what, and just statistically speaking, the one team that doesn't have any COVID, Seattle Seahawks. And who's out there running the town? Bill Gates. I was out there in 1999. I immediately started buying stock in Microsoft because Bill Gates and what they're doing is incredible. They actually live in pods. Imagine if you lived where you live right now, okay, and you had to go to work in, say, Cherry Hill or Bedford, okay. You get your car from Philly. You go from your house to your garage. You drive to another pod, which only allows you and maybe one other person in it, and then you go to work all day, just you and one other person. That's the way Seattle works. That's the way Microsoft works. So, any of this disease is never going to affect a company like Microsoft because they've already prepared for a pandemic. That's why you see this idiotic Bill Gates stuff. Well, why would Bill Gates be? Bill Gates is a computer geek. Why would he be talking about this? He's preparing for the pandemics because, well, there's a lot of political stuff going on. But anyway, the reason why there's no COVID in Seattle is because of the lifestyle and the way the guys can't stay inside and keep themselves disciplined. But it's crazy. But you need to keep your third.
Well, Washington State was one of, if not the first state to start reporting it too.
Right. Because it got into the nursing homes, but once it got out of the nursing homes, it was never a problem in Seattle. You never heard anything else out of the state of Washington. It's the most depressing place on the planet. Where people live in pods, they travel in pods, it's the highest rate of suicide, right?
Well, it rains every day there.
Well, you could argue it's either rain or lack of social interaction with other humans, and that's ultimately what Microsoft and pandemic people plan for. So Seattle's prepared for it. They won't have any COVID cases. Which, when you see these COVID cases, it's on the team. It's not because of the disease. It's because guys are being disciplined.
Actually, because in this day of fact checking that we do with the president, actually Montana is number one per 100,000 people
right now.
Yeah, Washington's not even up there.
The biggest problem I'm finding out with this COVID-19 is it's been around now for almost a year, and there's still no information, which means they're hiding things until the election is completely done and over with. Joe Biden, he won the election. Who's going to be our president? I have no idea, but Joe Biden won the election. He has dementia, but he still won the election, even though he wickedly, he still won the election. So now we have to make a transition. So however that happens, we need to get to the virus and all. Isn't it amazing how all the vaccines are showing up right after basically Joe Biden was declared the winner?
You think on January 21st, Trump's going to be sitting in a chair? I picture him sitting in a chair in the White House with his legs up watching some TV. And when they're trying to throw him out, they're like, what are you guys doing here?
No. See here, I know Don. I know a person. I filed for them. He's so well thought out, but he's got so many lawyers that it's really an incredible thing. He's way more valuable. He'll be way more popular as the former or ex-president than he will be.
Oh, he's going to make a ton of money public speaking.
Well, you're going to see Trump TV. You're going to see Donald.
Yeah.
Either Don TV or Trump TV or DT or DTV, whatever. However he's going to. But he can't keep. He's an egomaniacal lunatic. So he can't not.
You think?
Well, he can't not be on TV. So however that has to happen. Don, and I always said again, I know him personally. He's got the greatest reality show ever recorded in the history of reality shows. He made it to president. Imagine you made it to president. He has done 70 million people vote for legitimately.
Let me ask you this question. Your sound's sounding crappy again, so hopefully you can hear me. Can you hear me? Here he goes again. You keep being choppy. For someone who invested so much in Microsoft, how come you can't get good Wi-Fi? Left us again. I don't get it. I just don't get it. I mean, former NFL quarterback invested in Microsoft, and he can't get good Wi-Fi. Does anyone out there have any ideas what he can do to make it better? This is ridiculous. Every time we try to do this, it's unbelievable what's going on. I'll give Glenn a couple more minutes. I'll talk to everyone out there. So he's not just a dumb jock, Glenn. He actually he knows his stuff. He's a little bit out in left field sometimes, but he knows his stuff. I'm gonna give him another couple minutes, and then we will. If he can't get his act together, we're gonna just end this thing after this display. Anyone out there? I think everyone went out there. We're gonna have to